Hey everyone, so who expected not to see this needing another repair? Anyone? Alright. A little backstory as I put some, as I get the gas tank off, as I put some canned fuel in there. Was using it last week, no problems, no issues. Go to use it again, and it won't go to full throttle. And so, okay, just switch to a backpack blower. Got it done fine and dandy. Next day, went to try it again and try to prime it up because I drained the fuel that was in it out to see if it was a fuel problem with this one. The backpacks didn't have a problem, but this one did. Who knows? I'm gonna put the choke on. So the following day, after it wouldn't go to full throttle, it wouldn't start at all. But the fuel in it was also poured into the backpack blowers, and backpack blowers started fine. So I don't think it's a fuel issue, but we're gonna see what happens. So primed it, choke on, throttle's in the on position. Nothing. I smell fuel. Okay, for some reason it's getting a lot of fuel here. So let me go get a spark tester and see if we're getting a spark. Since that canned fuel didn't do anything and now I just smell gas, I'm gonna check the spark plug. Okay, got the spark plug tester. I mean, this is just easy to carry because some yards, they have a long driveway, and the tractor and the 36-inch mower, nobody makes a holder for it to, put a blower on, or not a blower, a backpack blower mount on. So let's see if I can keep this in frame here. Is it even connected? I see it. Connected. Am I still in frame? Oh, not in frame. Come on, man. Let's see what we got going on. It's got compression. Maybe I should have brought a clamp. Not even getting a spark. Let me get a clamp and clamp this thing onto the bench. Alright, got two clamps. Making sure I'm connected. And there goes one clamp. Really? Well, it's got compression. See if I can get you into a spot out of my way and where you can see. Good God. Alright, how about that? trying to, and it's pushing out a lot of gas. Let's take the air cleaner off. If I can get it off. It's a little wet. Did I put you back in the same spot? All right. Let's give it a little throttle. Well, that made me look like a liar. As you can see, there was a lot of fluid coming out. And that's what came out. Yep. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I'm going to let that cool down and go through it a little bit, and I'm going to look through my parts to see if I have pieces for it, because I did order a kit for it, and I now can't remember if I put everything on it or not. But if I went to 3/4 throttle, it was okay. If I went above that, it wanted to stall out, so might need a little bit of an adjustment. I put the filter back on to see if that would change, and it did help it a little bit. Obviously, it's different with a little bit of resistance on the carburetor from the air filter being on. You know, that obviously changes things. So, needed a cleaning. But, okay, let me go look through my parts and stuff, see what I have, and bring you back. Okay, so I went and looked through my collection of parts. I think I found a filter, maybe a spark plug, and a fuel filter. So let's see if the air filter matches. I mean, what would you call that stuff that came out? Sludge? Oil? Bad mix? What do you call it? Might be right. Yeah? No? Maybe? So, if you want, check that number out. If you need more time, pause. Let's try it out. What just kind of sucks about this, the situation that it was in was, of course, that day we had, excuse me, we had a whole bunch of yards that they have long driveways. So, of course, it's like, oh, hold off, go all the way back down to the trailer, go get the backpack blower. And this is using the tractor because the tractor moves faster than either one of us can walk. And then you balance it on your lap as you're coming back up the driveway. And it's just like, So all day it was monkeying around with that. And like I said, the track vac is permanently mounted to the X-Mark 36-inch mower. So there's limited space that way. And of course, any space that you do have is on top of the engine, which is usually hot. And then on the tractor, I mean, if we take the rear bagger off or something, we could do something like that. But it's not like some of the stand-on machines and some of the other stuff now that you can have permanently mounted. I'm just cleaning out the housing and whatnot of the air filter. Just cleaning it out. What was I saying? So, like, a lot of stuff is made for the bigger walk-behinds and then the stand-on mowers and zero-turn mowers. So a lot of your chutes are made for those. And any other mounts are kind of made for those. And if you don't have one, you kind of have to come up with your own kind of mount. Or come on, brain, work with me here. Or you have to come up with some kind of fancy way to make it work on whatever mower you have. So, and since I don't have one of those, it's kind of make up your own. This fits in the bag, one of the bags on the back of the tractor. So it's just kind of convenient that way. And here we go. How's that look? Carboned up a little bit. I mean, it's a 2-stroke, so. Let's see. Oh man. Nope, this ain't gonna work. Let me show you why. There's the one that came out, and here's the replacement. Oh, let me get a good comparison there. That is not gonna work. So this is Focus CMR5H by NGK. Depending on your brand, you have to figure it out. It's up to you, whatever. Everybody has their own brand. I've been fine with NGK for a while. I'll just stick with it. I can easily get them. It's no big deal. But yeah, nothing against those mowers. It's just you got to make up something else for whatever you're running. I mean, this was running pretty good with this spark plug, so We'll keep her going that way. Eh? I'll just do that for now. Yeah, so balancing the backpacker, I walk with it on my back and have to walk stupidly because the tube extends down and hits the ground, and I can't rest it on anything because obviously as you walk it moves and then it gets hung up on the mower and then becomes a bigger issue that way. Alright, that's good and tight, yeah. Let me get some of these tools out of the way so I don't knock something over and then create a bigger problem for myself. What kind of screwdriver do you need for adjusting the carburetor when we need to? Looks like Phillips. I can't see. Poor lighting. You know, they used to put the symbol like right here of what you needed so that you could just, haha. But anywho, so now getting the filter out, I like to use one of these picks. Either the one with the I don't know what you would call it. It's the curved loop or the pointed one, right angle one. And I go in and I grab it like that. And I think this one's pretty easy to do with fingers. And then I have to reach over and get a set of pliers. And my fat hand's in the way. And I go like that. Switch it out. And pop it back in. So usually Leigh finishes before me because I'm mowing the... So that's the way I usually do it, is use this either this right angle pick tool or the one that has the partial loop on it. I don't know how well this shows up, but the tip on this is bent from something that I was doing. I can't remember exactly what, so now it makes it easier to not poke a hole in the hose, which I've done before, and more of a mess and problems. But or you can make like a rubber tip for it, so it's either the right angle or the curved hoop one or hook. I don't know what they call it exactly, but just use that to hook it. Grab it with your fingers once it gets up to here, and then these are just curved pliers. You can, any kind of needle nose pliers, just grab and do what you got to do, and then put it back in. Okay, good, great. I mean, how does that one look? It's up to you. I don't know. I can say it's terrible, it's bad. Somebody will say no, it's not. Whatever. We're just not going to get into it. So we did that. And we got a little bit of gas left in it. Let me clean up and put the clamps on, and we'll start her up. Actually, in case you guys or gals were screaming you forgot something, yes, I forgot something. To check the... Can you see? Check this the muffler. Sorry, I was getting a little mad at it. Most two-strokes have this spark arrestor screen. As you can see, it's somewhat clear. And this is an older machine, so having it real clear is good. So let me go get a torch. Yes, so any of you saying, oh, you should have checked this first. Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. I got a torch. Hold on, let me set it up here. La, 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 la. If I can get the threads started. Just using a Burns O-Matic torch. You can use whatever you want. I know I've showed a video of this before and you're like, oh geez, now you forgot it, eh? So let's light her up. I hope that's coming in all right. Now, there's some... How does it look now? Ooh, see how clear it is now? You can see the wording behind it. Oh, I can see it right now. I don't know how it's coming through on the phone. Yeah. So, let that cool off a little bit. So it's not bad. I know some, brands of two-stroke oil say that, you know, they reduce the amount of soot and buildup on the spark arrestor and better burning and all that stuff. I'm still using OPI-2, OPIT-2. It has this fuel stabilizer in it. I just don't go through it that much anymore because of switching over to battery. I just don't need it. Yeah, so let this cool off and then put it back in. So I don't use it as much. Oh God, my grammar is horrible when I do these. So I don't use as much two-stroke as I used to since switching over to battery. Now I know bad, worse. I don't know. I just don't use it that much, so I'm not going through it as much. Spoiler alert, after using the battery KMA 136 or something like that. I forgot what I had. I'm going to do an update on that, but after using it for 3 years, or 3 seasons, I can actually come up with numbers. So I actually save 5 gallons of two-stroke a season since using the battery power head. Obviously that is different for everybody, and again, it's the combi system that I have, so it's everything: a string trimmer, edger, power broom, tiller, hedge trimmer, and so on and so forth, all the different attachments that I I mean, that's for another video. So I don't use it that often. I'd like to switch and try other bleh, different two-stroke oil companies, because I used to just use name brand and it was getting kind of expensive, so I went to Oppie, that Oppie 2, whatever. Again, no affiliation. I'm just saying what I have. I just liked it at the time for the stabilizer in it, and I just switched. But now I can get like Ansel oil easily now, where it used to be you had to find a dealer or something. Now you can order online and whoop-de-doo, there you go. So anyways, that's for another time, but let's give it a shot. What do you think? Prime it? No prime? Well, it's got the new filter on it. Let's go 1 prime, 1 choke. Maybe more. Am I still recording? Am I? Yes. And this is what she does. No choke, no throttle. Half choke. That was just full throttle. We'll do it again. A little cranky to start, but as this machine has aged, it doesn't like very humid weather, so dry, warm weather is better. Right now it's like low 60s right now. And we just had a nor'easter come through, so it's slowly moving its way out. We had about 2 inches of rain, something like that. I don't know. It bounces around, oh my God, it's been a flood, and oh my God, it hasn't been anything. Where I am, it was around the 2-inch mark. Anyways, so warm, dry weather, this one will start no problem, especially as it's gotten older. When it's humid, it struggles, kind of like what you saw. When it's cold out, you saw what it does. But also, food for thought. That's a new filter, so it had to get soaked in and pulled through. But I didn't want to keep priming it, and then I flooded it. And that spark plug could probably just be changed anyways. So which was it? Changing the air filter? Why not? Just do it anyways. I usually kind of go... because this is only used on like small projects, obviously because of the size. I can go about 2 years or so unless I have a problem like this, and then I'll just replace the filters and then go from there. I know you may say, oh God, it's bad, but it's like this just gets a lot of short intervals used. It's not like a backpack blower where you start it up and you're doing a cleanup and it's running and running and running and running and running constantly, so everything gets warmed up and used. This is just used, blow off a driveway, blow off a walkway, or when we're doing shrubs, blow out the trimmings so that we can easily get it with a walk behind vacuum. So nothing really gets hot, which also is why like the spark arrestor would get clogged up, because it's just not getting hot enough to have that constant rush of hot air going through it to prevent the buildup. So I mean, that's kind of like with a car and a catalytic converter getting clogged up and so on and so forth. We're not going to go down that road, but a similar situation where they say, take your car out for a long drive, not super long, but a long drive, just for everything to get up to operating temp and be there for a while, so you can prevent a buildup of any deposits or anything like that, where it's just gets slightly warm, then it's shut off, and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. So this one gets a lot of the short-term use, where the backpacks I save for long-term use, because I don't want to burn up a backpack that's a couple $100s, where this one's a few $100s. It's a little bit more cost effective, and two, the versatility of being able to carry it on one of the mowers or something, or if I don't need the trailer, put it in the back of the truck or something, and it's easy to move around, blah 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 blah. But earlier I said Leigh is usually the one starting it when we're mowing, and depending on the shrubs, if it's big shrubs, I'm the one using the hedge trimmer, because I can reach. And stopping and thinking about the human body, you pull a muscle in your arm, it goes to your back, your neck. That's not fun. Hurt your shoulder or needs shoulder surgery, that's getting expensive. So I'm going to be looking at a battery unit. I've been kind of hoping this one would hold off for a while until we can really see what batteries are for. Battery blowers are kind of at that point now where we could switch, but again, not going to risk Leigh getting hurt, me getting hurt trying to start this thing, or be out on a job and hope we don't have a backpack because we don't have the trailer with us, or we carry the backpacks with us and then we don't need it, but we're trying to move it around all the time. I'm just not going to deal with it. We're going to look at a battery unit, and this would be kind of like a backup, or again on some of the yards and some of the properties, like I'm working one side, Leigh's working the other side. She could blow off areas that are ready to go. I could blow off areas that are ready to go. So this would kind of get pushed to second string reserve. Still keep it in decent working order, but just not priority, because again, Leigh's using it. Yeah, Leigh's using it more than I am, and I don't want her to get hurt. And not because she's a girl. No, seriously, you get hurt, and for what? You didn't spend a couple $100s on a machine to save your body. Instead, you hurt your body because you're trying to save a couple $100s. Well, that couple $100s is, and here's a little lesson for everybody. A couple $100 to buy something decent that saves your body. Well, you're going to spend well over that couple $100s on medication, and then, surgery? Even if you have insurance, let's stop and think about it. A couple $100s for something that saves your body is worth it in the long run than hurting your body and dealing with that long road to recovery, right? I mean, some may say I'm wrong, but over 20 years of doing this for myself and then periodically working for other people, I'm just going to get something to save myself, save Leigh. Let's not get injured. Let's be smart about it, right? So, plus also, some of the battery ones now are more powerful, not only in airspeed, but CFM. CFM, no, what is it, newtons? Don't quote me on this. I think it's newtons. It's the measurement of it's the measurement of how powerful the air is to move something. I think it's newtons or something like that. But anyways, just airspeed and CFM. Some of the battery handhelds are much better than this now. So maybe it's a good fit to just go with a battery. But still kind of keep this one until some point, whenever. But thanks for watching. Maybe if you're having a problem where it's not throttling up all the way, don't start playing with the carburetor yet. Check your filters, air, fuel, and your spark arrestor before diving into the carburetor, and where you could really screw yourself up. In spark plug, I didn't have one, but we got her. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. This is 2 days later. I know it's instant for you. Filled it up with out of the big jug that I have of pumped gas, and started fine, ran fine until the bottled fuel ran out and the pump gas got into it, and it started to run bad, stall, and then it shut off and wouldn't start again. So I know the pump gas, it's not exactly fresh because I don't go through it that much right now, except for during spring and fall cleanups. So I can try it when I get fresh pump gas, but like I said, the backpack blowers that I have are running the same gas that has been put into this, and they're running fine. This one ran fine on the bottled gas, and I swear to you, this was not a ploy to say bottled gas is better than pump gas. I mean, it runs fine on bottled gas, so I guess I'll get some of that, and I won't carry it with me. I'll just make sure that the fuel tank on this is full in the morning before I leave, and we'll go at it from there. Still looking at getting a battery handheld blower just for ease of convenience, where this one was hard to start. Now it's having problems with fuel. I just don't want to deal with it. And also my comment is saying, oh, because Leigh's a girl. It's not just that. It's really, you get hurt and, you're losing money because you're hurt. Not just in the bills, but also not being able to, complete the jobs that you're on. So it's cheaper to buy equipment that doesn't hurt you. And where I am, people are still like, oh, you have a female doing that? And it's like, oh, okay, they can, females can do the job. It's not that big of an issue. But I don't know. If someone might know what's going on, go ahead. But I don't have a problem getting bottled gas and running it in this one. I don't, doesn't matter to me as long as it runs. I don't care at this point. But the battery unit was just to kind of put this one as like second reserve and use the battery one more often, because it's, you charge it, you click the battery in, you go. Not, oh, it's hot and humid, it runs differently. It's cold and dry, it runs differently, and so on and so forth. With a battery, it just, as long as it's charged and it's clicked in, the battery's clicked in, it's ready to go. So if someone knows or knows a video that addressed this situation, let me know. But I guess I'll just use this as bottled gas. When I do switch, make a fresh batch of 2-stroke, I'll try it with that, see if that's an issue. I mean, again, this is used for work, so it has a lot more hours than a typical homeowner would put on it. This has a lifetime of hours on it in a short period of time. So maybe it's just wear. I'm not really sure. And go from there. But definitely get some bottled gas and just see, is it just this fuel's old enough from not being used that much? It's not as fresh, so this is having a problem, or it's not. I don't know. But we'll go from there. Catch you on the next one.